Hey everybody, this is Frill. Welcome back to the crazy world of Extended Timeline New World Order. So in the last episode, we had Mongolia going into China here, and somehow the game bugged out and was basically giving territory from China to Mongolia as they sieged it out. It would auto-seed and auto-core up for Mongolia. So whatever happened there, very good for Mongolia. It should probably correct now that I've reloaded the game and everything like that. So otherwise, other than China not really existing anymore, we had the Americans going into Nicaragua and Honduras, I believe it was, and we had Spain going into Morocco here. They actually went into Libya as well, but Tunisia was at war with Libya and basically messed up the borders there. We have a new, released Fezzan to go along with our Mazab and Tlemcen here. So that's where we're at. Let's look at the armies here. I'm not doing this every episode. I don't really think I need to, but I like to do it every maybe 2 or 3 episodes. So we do have Mongolia coming up here with a very large army now that they took over China for the most part. They're completely out of manpower though. So moving into the top 5 there. US, Russia, India, Germany, and Mongolia. Of all places. Looking at the wars, we do have quite a few wars going on now. Didn't have as many at the beginning of the last one, but let me sort this. We obviously know about the Mongol-Chinese War. We have 3 different nations going into Iran. We have India, Afghanistan, and Turkey. Turkey is allied with Saudi Arabia, so that should help them. And we have a French-Peruvian against the Brazil war here. Second time that's happened. And anything else? Yeah, Spanish-Tunisia, I think I mentioned that. And we have Namibian-Zambian War, some more African wars going on. So let's go ahead and get started. And I think that India just finished their war. That's what happens a lot of the times when I load in from save game. EU4 does some funny business with loading in from the save game, or even just like looking at like diplomacy screens or something like that. I remember back to the EU4 World War II series, we looked at who's the leader of Germany, and at that exact moment, Hitler died. So like you look at these screens and something ticks in the game. Should this leader still be alive? And the game says, no. So there he dies. So here, let's see what's going on. I think Mongolia just finished off China. China still exists in whatever island this is, Yazoo. So that's funny. You can see all the territory that they have, they should have, and Mongolia, at least, okay, so yeah, this bug seems to have fixed itself, because you can see they have not cored up this particular territory all around. So we'll see what Mongolia can do going forward. Should be very amusing to see. I can't imagine anybody who's really complaining about Mongolia taking over China. I think Mongolia has kind of a lot of support there, a lot of fans of Mongolia, whether in EU4 Crusader Kings or even, say, Civilization 5. I know a lot of people like to play as the Mongolians. Yeah, this Turkey... We have something else. Yeah, we have Guyanese, Suriname. That's a funny one. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say Turkey against Iran, going very well for them. And of course, the Spanish and Italians against Mali and Tunisia. Mali has a decent-sized army, but only against other African nations. I don't think when you get a couple of larger EU nations, modern nations, Western nations to war with you, you're not going to have much of a chance. So we'll see. See if we get any. I can't think of. It's Morocco. Thinking of any other nations that I don't think so. Toghurt. Maybe we'll get a Toghurt come out of here, but I guess that would be in Spanish territory for the most part. Okay, Turkey finished their war with Iran. Now Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, and Turkmenistan also warring with Iran. Had a few wars finish off here. What else do we... French-Brazilian still going on. I think it's just all of our Iranian wars, unless I'm missing one of them. Just thinking back. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yeah, Turkey finally gaining some pretty good territory, as much as I thought they would. I mean, obviously they gained a couple provinces. They gained about, I don't know, 7 or 8 maybe? But obviously Kazakhstan wants Iranian Central Asia here, or Turkmenistan. Who declared this war? We have a Polish change of government against Belarus. I think Poland is going to be it's a Turkmen, so Turkmenistan declared that war. I think that Poland is going to finish off Belarus here, is what we're seeing here. Poland and all of its allies in Lithuania, Greece, Croatia, and Belgium there. The Belarus does have a 3-star general, though, so very good for them. But I don't think... It's surprising that Ukraine actually is allied with Belarus as well, so... Second Polish change of government. The second time Poland is trying to change the government here, and obviously doesn't care. The AI does not care to actually change its government. They just use it as a casus belli and don't care about actually changing the government. They just care about taking the territory. The Suriname, Guyana war just ended, so Guyana just down to 1 province there. And actually, how is this Peruvian war? It was declared by the French. Yeah, so it's actually going well for the Brazilians. Ivory Coast going into, I don't even know, this Mali and Yatenga. Let's quickly look at this Namibia war. So yeah, Namibia going into Zambia, Angola. Zambia very small. So that's what we've got from that. I'm curious what the Spanish actually take from Tunisia here. And of course, I wonder if Iran can actually get together a decent-sized army here. They still have Tehran, so I would think that they would, but that's certainly going to take them a little while to do that. I'll also be curious to see if Mongolia has any sort of like rebel issues. That auto-coring, though, should help with that. Waiting for that, I think... Let me just pause this real quick because that war is about to take over. Belarus still exists, but only has 1 province in Amazir here. Poland growing very, very strong in this series. Very good stuff. Turkmen are going well. So yeah, we'll see what happens, what becomes of Iran here. So Afghanistan is... Okay, Afghanistan, just as we were looking at this, declared an Afghan-Turkmen war. Cool, so like the one time we were actually looking at this screen, they declared the war immediately, so that's good. They probably shouldn't do this, though, because they haven't cored up any of this territory, but I guess they see that their army, 35k, that's not the best, but against these guys that are probably losing some manpower, not bad. So I thought that the Afghans actually had an alliance with Tajikistan here. I think I discussed that previously, and looks like they're at war with them now. So I guess because they declared war on somebody else, that brought Tajikistan in there. And Turkmenistan, they might not be able to finish the job against Iran here, which probably works out for Afghanistan if Turkmenistan, anybody else going to war with Iran doesn't work out, then Afghanistan can wait for that truce timer to end with Iran and end up taking all of this, as well as with this war. Seems to be a decent battle, and they're losing some troops there, but Kyrgyzstan has a valuable ally in Mongolia now. And Mongolia is allied with India, so that's a pretty big powerhouse there. I can't imagine seeing Russia go into either of those this time. See, Russia has claims on Poland, but none on Belarus here. And actually, Belarus. Okay, no, actually, they're allied with Russia. Is Poland? Interesting, because I thought they had a war earlier. Okay, we have Burkina Faso against Yatenga. That's some new country, I guess, because I don't know that one. Surprised that the US has not declared war on Costa Rica yet. Maybe the US is thinking about declaring war on Cuba. We've got some forces in Florida ready to go. And some pirates off the coast there of India. Nothing going on in the Philippines in this series, so that's kind of interesting compared to the last one. I'm surprised that Malaya hasn't declared war on Malacca or Thailand here as well. We'll see what happens there. Had quite a few wars. I think it's mostly the African wars, like we had the Namibian War ended. Yeah, you can see they took out Zambia completely. I was thinking for a moment, I almost said Zaire. Zambia completely. We had Ivory Coast. I don't even remember who they were at war with, but whoever it was, they took a little bit of Mali. It was like Yatenga, I think. French, Brazilian, Afghan, Turkmen. So just a lot going on in the Turkmen areas here. Afghanistan is strong. I'm very surprised that is happening. The Afghanistan's just like taking advantage of what was Iran, so good for them. But I'm not sure if it's such a good idea for them to want to expand their territory. They just finished that off. Yeah, and they just did what I was about to say. They expand their territory so that they border with the Russians here, so that might not be the best idea for them. India, change of government in Syria. So India... Wow. So India, because of that Iran stuff, I didn't even notice this, borders with Syria, Iraq, and so India pushing in, and this is going to be crazy. So India, or Syria, allied with Egypt and Georgia, and actually Turkey allied with India, so they might gain some territory as well. Thai change of government in Malacca. So Thailand going into Malacca here, and Cambodia. Not sure if this is going to go well for them, though. They've got a 16k there. It's Cambodia. Oh, that's Cambodian army. Okay, so Malacca is here. This is going to be tough for Thailand. It's going to be tough, I would say. Too bad Dolly there did not come to their aid, I don't think. Yeah, they didn't. Indian change of government. So, again, this Cyprus is apparently allied with Syria. Okay. And that French-Peruvian war against Brazil is not going well at all. Not going well at all. But yeah, this Indian one, this Indian expansion is just crazy too. And if they move all the way into the Middle East, then we'll have, well, I guess, who are they allied with? Allied with Mongolia, Myanmar. Actually, the British as well. Very good for them. But I was thinking they could go into Saudi Arabia, of all places. India's huge. Well, we'll see. I don't think anybody chose Mongolia to be the top Asian empire, but obviously they need to probably war with Russia to take Russia from that place, but we'll see at the end. I figure we'll probably end the series around 2100. That's my guess anyway. Huge battle here between Turkish forces in Georgia and Syrian forces most likely. Is Israel allied with anybody? They're allied with Ethiopia. Okay. Obviously they're independence is guaranteed by the US, so that's good for them. Did Spain? Yeah, Spain actually vassalized Tunisia. That doesn't happen very much. Yeah, that doesn't happen much at all. I mean, I don't know if it's the best idea to vassalize Tunisia, but you really rarely see that happen in this series, so... Yeah, the Indians completely whooping on the Syrians here. Thailand is winning their war against Malacca and Cambodia. So we'll see. If I was Thailand, I would probably take the Cambodian territory, but they're going to have to actually siege that out. They're actually fighting Did Vietnam join this war? Why are they fighting Vietnam? Is that an independent war? Thailand? Maybe that's not Vietnam. Certainly looks like Vietnam to me. Oh, yeah, that's because of the Mare Nostrum. That's what I'm seeing. They're hired by... Vietnamese army was hired by Cambodia. Cool. So that's like a new mechanic that I really hadn't noticed happening before in this series, so... Probably did happen, but as you guys know, I probably didn't notice it. Got the Turks capturing a bunch of territory. We'll see what the Turks end up capturing. Who's the leader of Turkey? Got some Chancellor Ekrem, who is a diplomat more than anything. They are rivaled with Syria, so this is working out well for them. Got some major Armenian revolutionaries here. I think the Spanish took any territory from Mali there. Our Brazilian-French thing just ended as well. Let's see what happened over there. Yeah, so Brazil... I don't think they took any territory back from Peru, but they took over the French Guyana here. Certainly didn't take anything else from France as far as I can see. Yeah. Actually, they might have taken a little bit of this territory from Peru. Yeah, I think they did. I'd have to double check in between episodes, but I can certainly see that that's cored up by Peru, or considers it a core. So that's probably Peruvian territory. Central African Congolese War. Okay, so kind of a... Man, Republic of Congo has some bad border gore there. We'll see if any of that... We still have Yemen here? I didn't even notice that before. So yeah, so Thailand just pieced out with Cambodia, leaving Cambodia with just one province. So very good for Thailand. You know... Okay, and they just finished off with Malacca as well, taking all of Malacca, it appears. Actually, they took all of Malacca, released Chin, our Chin Singapore here. That's not the first time we've seen that. So it's back. So the only thing going on, let's go ahead and speed up our time, is this Congo-Africa war. I know I did a little bit of a verbal poll, and I had like 2 responses. One person was for looking at these African wars, another person was against it, so that doesn't seem really one way or the majority one way or the other, so I'll probably mostly ignore them unless they're the only thing going on going forward. We need the US to go to war with Costa Rica here. And actually, we probably missed a quick war between the US and Mexico here because... Or this territory is just like ceded to Mexico. Or ceded from Mexico to the US because Mexico had this. And certainly considers all of this their core territory. But I don't think Mexico is going to exist for much longer. Spain is going to war against Tlemcen here. Obviously they have Tunisia as a... helper with that, a vassal. So we'll see if we can start getting through some time here. Ah, yes. We actually, is this separate? I thought, yeah, no, it's the same thing that was going on. Same thing. Central Africa warring with Congo. Iranian heiress. That's a new one I haven't seen before for a name, and these Armenian revolutionaries are not going away. They'll probably be successful very soon, I would think. But anyway, it does look like we're out of time for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.